wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, call till you spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Yeah, hello and welcome to the KVJ show. Happy Monday. How y'all doing here?
He's back.
Yeah, I am back in the saddle again.
With a fresh-looking haircut.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of new things going on.
Got a tan, looking like a tasty sneak.
Yeah, that vacation was good to me.
Good.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
You look like you're in your 30s.
Thank you. I feel like I'm in my 30s. I act like I'm in my 30s.
You act like you're in your 20s.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm not even that advanced.
And I'm not throwing stones.
No, it's
because,
it's true, honestly.
Well, you act like you're in your 20s.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, no, I get it. Hey, it's good to be young, right?
Yes.
Look at us. Here we go. I missed you guys. Good to be back in here today.
How was your little vacation?
It was nice. You know, we have done this second time I kind of did this where we just stay around and do stuff here because by the time you don't buy gas or airline tickets and hotel and all that kind of stuff, boy, South Florida's fun. There's a lot of good stuff to do. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, so we just kind of kicked it around. You know, it was kind of fun, too, because it was Wednesday at 11 a.m. and I had my first drink. And it's because you look around and people just look at you like you're just so irresponsible and like, what's wrong with this guy? He's got problems.
I'm in my 20s.
He clearly does not have it together.
I know that judgment. I tried to order a cocktail at Cheesecake Factory at 8 o'clock in the morning. I guess they didn't serve it that early, and there was a lot of judgment.
I was with you.
Yeah, there's a lot of judgment.
Yeah, it was a memorial breakfast, and he was like, "I need a drink," and I was like, "Me too." Sorry.
Yeah, so we just did that, kind of hung around, kicked around to different places, did some fun stuff like your old Drive Shack, and did a little bit of bowling. You know, they trick out some of those bowling alleys.
Nice.
Went to the Bolero. They'd fix that place up in Boca.
Was there a long wait for Drive Shack?
No, and that's the great thing about this is we went on Thursday afternoon, and normally when you go there on the weekend, you can't even get in. You're waiting. You go there on a Thursday afternoon, there was like 10 people there.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's great. It's almost like you get South Florida to yourself.
So to take a vacation day and enjoy all that stuff is smart.
Yeah.
You save your time.
I loved it, yeah. And we're day dwellers. We go out, and then when the sun goes down, we go running home and hide. So
okay, well, yeah. I'm a creature of the night, so we balance each other out.
Yeah, you go prowling late, huh? So it was good. So just kind of kicked around and got to see some people while we were out. So, but it is good to be back. We got a ton of stuff we're going to be covering here today. Also kicking out $1,000 for you. Just throwing that out there. We got some more cash codes on the way. So hang in tight. It is the Monday KVJ show with everybody back.
Dirt of the day, it's the KVJ. Dirt of the day, Virginia, take it away, cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, I don't know what's going on over at Brittany's house. It's been a little messy. We told you last week about how she and her housekeeper got into an altercation over these dogs. Now, apparently, everybody is saying these dogs were sick, and the housekeeper was concerned and brought them to a vet. But Brittany was all upset because she believed that the housekeeper was sending pictures of the dogs to her dad. And at one point, we had even heard that Brittany had hit the housekeeper. I don't know how all that is playing out. Apparently, the housekeeper no longer works for Brittany, but the dogs are back at her house. So she was posing on social media with the dogs, and there's probably not going to be any pictures of her posing with the housekeeper.
Isn't that one of those moments where you wish the dogs could talk?
Yes, absolutely, because the housekeeper was saying that the dogs were being neglected and they were sick, and I think that's what the dad was saying, and then Brittany was arguing with that, and who knows where the truth is. It's just, drama with that family.
She got a lot going on.
She does. I don't know if you saw the happy news, but Kylie Jenner is pregnant.
Okay, yeah.
She and Travis Scott.
I love Kevin's fake enthusiasm.
Yeah, I'm not really enthused, but
He tried. That's the best he's got.
Yes. They're expecting their second child. They already have a little girl named Stormy. And finally, here, DaBaby. Oh my gosh. He's addressing the response to his rant at Rolling Loud and calling his haters crybabies. I don't know if he gets how to apologize.
Yeah, I don't think he has the right people in his ear. And, him doubling down and now tripling down on his comments that, haven't been well received. And there's just too many sponsors and big money things that, corporations and your Spotify and places like that, they're just not going to. And the more you keep insisting that you were right and you want to take the fight, if you
call people crybabies.
Yeah, if you roll over and say, hey, look, I messed up and go that route, then yeah, the corporations will let you back in. But when you double down and say that, hey, my rhetoric and my homophobic rant was the right path, then people say, well, we're not going to accept that.
I mean, his fans might still be sticking with him. That doesn't matter.
Well, it depends upon, what fans you're talking about. And you've probably got the fans that are just so blinded. We see that with the celebrities. They're so blinded, whatever they say or do in a homophobic rant, yeah, I'm right behind you. But my daughter is one of those people where she loves hip hop and she loved DaBaby, and she's to that point where she even noticed, she's like, wow, they're playing a DaBaby song someplace, and she's not into that because she doesn't stand for any of that kind of stuff. So she's kind of more, hey, if you're cool and you're on, I'll be there. But when you do a homophobic rant at Rolling Loud, I'm not going to be in. And so he's still going to lose a lot of those mid-range fans. And the fans he's going to keep who are backing him, you probably don't want those people following you anyway.
Whoever is around him, though, telling him that this is the way to handle this, man, talk about bad advice.
Yeah, it's really a bad move. He's been canceled from many big performances, and him doing this, I'm sure every executive is aware, and they said he's not going to learn. And the more he doubles down, triples down, it's going to cost him millions of dollars. I know he's already made a lot, but dude, why throw it away?
And yeah, he was on Hot 97. And I guess after he said about the crybabies, he sang a song called Crybaby.
Yeah, and people should step up to Hot 97 and be like, shame on you.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What are you thinking about today, Jbird?
You ever wake up and just have a song in your head? You have no idea why. I have not heard this song in so long, and I woke up to this in my head. Ooh, I want to make you sweat till you can't sweat no more.
That's the Florida weather singing to you.
I haven't heard that song in so long, and it was just booming in my head this morning, which makes me think, did I dream that? Was that in my dream? And then when I woke up subconsciously, it makes me want to sing that. And
get rum drinks.
Well, what makes a song just pop in your head out of the blue when you haven't heard it in a billion years? I mean, that's an old school song. Can't remember the last time I played it.
Yeah.
And that's my cut. I do like it. It makes me think, oh, man, gotta download that song, Bird.
It's a little South Florida tune.
Makes me want to dance.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Makes me think of a crush I used to have named Christy. I remember she was at a birthday party. That song came on, and she was doing the limbo, underneath the limbo dance thingy, and it was...
Oh, flexible Christy.
It was pretty awesome. Song stays with me.
Hey, look at that girl. She's pretty flexible.
Oh, you want to make me sweat. I don't know why that song's in my head. Do you guys ever get that?
Not with that song.
Not with that song, but a random song out of the blue from your sleep.
Sure, yeah.
All right. Well, what you're talking about is triggers, and
Trigger.
songs trigger things. Sometimes smells trigger a song, or sometimes vice versa. It's all tied together in our psyche.
It's just weird how it happens in your dreams, the things we don't know about that.
What's on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, last week when you were out for a couple of days, we of course had to play a round of Name That Nut.
Okay, all right.
And we switched it up a little bit, Kev. So instead of just putting like pecans or walnuts in the blower, we filled up a leaf blower with anything that had nut in the title.
Nut in the title.
Yeah. So one of the things that we put in the leaf blower was chopped up butternut squash.
Okay.
Because it has nut in the name of it.
Okay,
So I had this huge butternut squash left over. So I made you guys some soup with it.
Oh,
Squash soup?
Yeah.
I actually love squash soup.
Very nice. Look at you. You're inspired.
You get a soup.
All right.
You get a soup.
Oh, thank
Like a
you.
to-go soup.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You can keep the Tupperware, too.
That's healthy for you. Squash is one of those foods that's supposed to really kick you right in the soul.
And it's non-dairy because I'm not doing any dairy this week.
Okay.
I'm doing a little dairy-free cleanse. So there's no dairy products in that soup.
Oh, good. Okay.
Where's
I guess.
this dairy-free cleanse coming from?
Well, I'm doing a little cleanse because I saw on TikTok that I have worms.
You do have worms?
I don't know if I have worms yet. I've been checking the toilet. So far, no worms, but I'm only in day 2.
For some reason, I'm not real hungry for the squash soup.
Yeah, I know, right? Checking for worms.
Did you see her goofy TikTok video? She got the worms in the mail. She's like, "Oh, I got my
worm pills.
The
pills.
the worm pills." And then she eats them. Then she checks the toilet, and they're gummy worms. Kev,
I did see
look at
that.
That's comedy.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Oh, that's comedy.
They're not real worms.
Yeah.
It's gummy.
She got me. I was like, oh, look at that.
I actually, for a second, thought, "Oh, hell no, she's gonna put real worms
Hell
on
no.
TikTok."
This girl's really going to show us her poo? She's gone too far.
Yes.
No.
I'm just wondering how many people here on the KVJ show suffer from a case of these Sunday scaries. They've actually kind of put a term to it now. And they say that more than half of working professionals in the U.S. face anxiety ahead of the work week that they now call the Sunday scaries.
I've had it since I was a kid. Any time after 4 p.m. on a Sunday, even as an adult, I still get the Sunday worries.
I do too.
Yeah.
Every Sunday after, I would say 3.
Yeah, 3 p on, you know the
Then you're
day's
like,
over.
oh, man.
Yeah.
It goes by so
The
quick.
best of Sundays done.
Yeah.
So if you have it, you are pretty much normal. 66% of professionals say they suffer from the Sunday scaries. As it starts to get a little dusk on a Sunday night, that dread and just whatever it is kind of starts to set in.
Did you have that as a kid?
I don't remember, and I don't think it's as pronounced as now. Like now I kind of feel, I'm like, okay, here we go, man. You got to get ready. Because, you know, honestly, I think school is a lot easier than work.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, kids, you have no idea how good you have it. I know maybe you dread it, and you're like, oh, my gosh, I got to go there, and school's so tough. Now, when you get into the work world, man, it's so much tougher. And so you got to be like, I got to mentally gear up. Like, okay, I got to go through 5 days. It's like taking 5 atomic punches right in the face.
I guess it depends on what your job is.
Yeah.
But I'm with you.
You're like, I got to mentally gear up for this. 41% said they believe the pandemic has caused or worsened their Sunday anxieties. I kind of wonder what that's all about. Why is the pandemic affecting our anxiety?
Well,
on
you're
that?
happy if you want to be in your house and not exposed. And then when you have to go back to the workplace, you're exposed to
That
all
makes
your
sense,
germy coworkers.
And it's the same thing, the same concept as summer vacation. When you were on summer vacation as a kid, any day didn't matter, Sunday, Monday. But when you had to go back to school, it threw you right back in that cold water. And that's probably what's going on with people. They have to go back out there, and they don't want to do that. It's giving them anxiety.
Maybe, yeah. So if you had that dread, and here you are on Monday morning, and you're like, gosh, you know, I got to get it together, you just realize 66% of people are feeling the same way that you do.
I'll tell you what helps the Sunday anxiety, scary stuff is Monday pancakes. Who is in?
It's not a bad idea. You should have something on a Monday morning to look forward to. That's the one day when you go out and you get the most expensive drink that's probably not good for you at Starbucks.
Yeah.
And you say, okay, you know what? It's Monday. I entitle myself to do this Monday, Tuesday, and then you can scale back as you get down during the week.
That's my mom always said you could not start a diet on a Monday. It's too much pressure.
Too much pressure, too much dread.
In fact, she would double down and say you go big on a Monday.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, go big on a Monday. All right. Well, then there you go. Maybe she had the right strategy. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, I'm sure that there are a lot of people, probably teachers mainly, that really had the Sunday scaries yesterday, because today is the day that the masks become mandatory. Not just in Broward, but also Palm Beach has jumped on that. Miami-Dade, they're going to be starting off their school year today as well.
Everyone has to have it?
Yes, you have to. You can't opt out of it. So they are having a political fight that they will take on, and that is another story for a news talk radio station, but that is happening. But just so you know, that is what's going to be going on today. And there are a lot of kids that are having to quarantine out, and I was looking through it. So if you don't necessarily know, and I don't think I did as a parent, what exactly is this where your kid has to quarantine? Like, when do they decide to do that? How long do they have to quarantine for? And I thought it was, kind of some interesting information.
And I know Mags is worried about
Yeah.
masking.
Mags is all stressed about the quarantine thing because her friend sat next to somebody who got the COVID, but the friend didn't get it.
Right.
But the friend still had to quarantine, and they weren't going to help her with her work. She wasn't able to keep up with her work. They said,
wow.
when you come back, you can just catch up.
Okay, so what are they doing now? I know they're trying to do it. It's been a little bit chaotic as Palm Beach County has been in school the longest. Broward just started on Wednesday. Dade gets going today. I'll let you know what a little bit of that looks like if you don't know as a parent coming up next. Well, you've got Miami-Dade kicking off here today. They're pretty much the last to get going. Broward started on Wednesday. Palm Beach County has been in school since August 10th, so they're like almost 2 weeks into it now. And so far, they've got 4,500 students assigned to home. That is what the number is. And I didn't even realize what the policy was. Now, look, today is the day where you can't opt out of the masks in Broward and Palm Beach County. You got to wear them and let the politicians and school boards and everybody fight that out. But that's just where they have that set.
I'm sure there's going to be no videos out going viral today. I'm sure there's going to be nobody making a stand.
Yeah, probably. I know. Because, I got to deal with that school line. So I was doing that all last week in the morning. And there was just some dude who randomly was outside of my kid's school, and he had the, no mask, all this kind of stuff. And I looked at him like going, there's no way you have a kid here. Just looking at him, I'm like, why is it you're so invested? Clearly did not have a kid at that school.
He was protesting at the school?
Yes, he was outside right by the school, where the drop-off line is. He was there. It was one solitary dude with his, he was not for it. But I just looked at him like going, I know you don't have a kid here. I just looked at him like this.
I also know you have no life, and you are so silly. What are you doing out here protesting when you don't have any investment in it?
So did the protest work?
They still got to wear them today. Didn't go anywhere.
I mean, you must have just continual free time.
Yeah.
I can't imagine going to somebody's school where I don't even have a kid and protesting something and making zero change.
Well, hey, look, for a lot of us, it's like, okay, I'm doing whatever the school tells me. I'm just going to go with it. I've got my other things I got to concern my life with and things of that nature. So, to me, it's like, hey, if the school says it, we're those parents who are like, okay, we're going to do it. That's fine. So, my son's been wearing the mask anyway. But, the thing that you may not realize is what if they come to you and they say, hey, you know what, your kid's got a quarantine. And then you're like, oh, crap. Okay. What do I do now? Like, why and what's going on here?
I can tell you guys just from experience, around day 8, you start to get real weird when you're quarantining. You do.
Yeah.
You start getting weird.
Well, here's
Weirder than you already were.
You do. You start thinking odd things.
Did you shake it, or did you bring all that weirdness back in here?
Oh, I'm forever changed.
So here's what they say. If you want to know what it's going to take for you to get that announcement if your kid's got a quarantine, they say students are quarantined if they test positive for COVID-19 or were within 6 feet of someone with a confirmed case for 15 minutes or longer. So how they're tracking this at the school, I don't know. Are they running stopwatches?
This happened to Magnolia's friend in her little class. I'm sure it's going to happen to a lot of kids. But the girl next to her tested positive for COVID.
Okay.
And so that girl is out of school, obviously sick. But everybody around her is also out of school on a mandatory quarantine. And the teachers are like, no, we're not going to do any kind of instructional learning for these kids that are out. You guys just have to catch up when you get back.
How long is the mandatory quarantine?
I got to ask Mags. I don't know.
Well,
but that, even just 2 or 3 days in high school of that is crippling.
So here's how it all breaks out, just so you know. They say that a student could be quarantined whether they use a mask or not, but vaccinated students do not have to quarantine in most cases. They say the quarantines will be shorter this year. So what you knew last year, of course, with COVID, everything changes week to week. Last year, many students had to quarantine 2 weeks or more. And now they just have to wait 4 days after possible exposure and then get tested for COVID. If it's negative, they can come back to school right away. If they don't get tested and they've got no symptoms, they can return after 7 days. So again, it's hard to follow.
Very hard to follow.
Right. So this is why it's very confusing. If they come tell you, hey, your kid's got a quarantine, you're like, wait, okay, what does this mean? And how long? And well, it just depends. Is your kid vaccinated? Is your kid not vaccinated? Are they going to get a test? Do they not get a test? So there are different rules no matter where you are in this whole thing. They say if they have symptoms or test positive, they have to wait 10 days to return. So that's what's going on with that.
Okay.
And it sounds like it right now is kind of up to maybe the teacher or the school, whatever they're going to be doing. They're expanding tutoring services and homework hotlines. I think teachers can make like 25 extra bucks an hour if they stay, 2 hours late, to maybe 5 p.m. tutoring some students so they can make some extra cash doing that.
I need to get that from Magnolia. Just on the regular.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to be a regular thing, but at least right now you
Okay.
can maybe take advantage of it because of the quarantining that's happening with the kids.
I'll tutor her for a discount. I'll charge 10 an hour.
It's algebra.
Oh my gosh.
Could you even? She's like, Mom, I need help with this. I'm like, all right, we got to call in somebody.
Right.
I don't mess with no numbers and letters, dog.
No, me neither.
And here's the one thing teachers don't really want is some are going back to the virtual learning, but only for the quarantined students.
Well, that's what the kid at Mag's school wanted. She wanted the virtual so she could at least be involved in the class and not fall behind. And they told her no.
Yeah, I think it might be up to the school or the teacher, maybe a little bit of both. So they're not necessarily there yet because, as you know, they did all the testing. The testing showed that the virtual learning just wasn't good. Student achievement dropped way off in most cases. And so they really don't want to do that. But here we are with 4,500 kids in Palm Beach County that are quarantining right now. And so they're like, okay, well, what do we do? And what if they wind up having to quarantine multiple times throughout the school year? They could be missing a good chunk of, their education.
This is terrible.
Yeah, it's
just it's a mess.
It's kind of crazy. Good news is somebody texted in and said that 2 weeks in St. Lucie County, it sounds pretty good. Loosey-goosey, no mask, full classrooms, lunchtime normal, let's go. So apparently they're doing it right
Port St.
somehow.
Lucie's not wearing a mask.
That was the text that came in.
Shocking.
Yeah, I know they're not in the news for defying the governor's orders. So that's kind of
It's just so crazy how different it is county to county.
Yeah, it is tough. And it's really, I know as a parent, that's just why I'm like, break it down to me. Like, okay, what happens? My kid's got a quarantine. How long? How do I do this? Again, it's a little confusing, but with 4,500 students out, it may be something you have to face.
Well, I remember we went to Port St. Lucie kind of, I would say, like halfway through the beginning of the pandemic, and there was a lot of people not wearing masks. I told you at the gas station, the one person goes, "Why are you wearing a mask, Jbird?" It was crazy.
Yeah, still an issue. People still want to fight about it. One text said, I'm a teacher. We are sending work home. Some of the kids are opting not to do it. There is no simultaneous in-person virtual lessons for us. That was just so difficult to do last year. I know teachers,
Yes.
from all the teachers that I've spoken with or we've heard from here on the show, none of them have been like, man, I really love having that camera on me. It's great.
And that was really a tough order to put on them to do both simultaneous. I can't imagine the stress and the PTSD. If they see a webcam, they got to be just like, ah.
Yeah. And for clarity, somebody texted in and said, St. Lucie, it's mandatory mask, but you can opt out. So it's just in Palm Beach and Broward, you cannot opt out now. So that's kind of where it is. So every county's different. Every kid's different.
Every week is
school's
different.
Probably different. Well, it's very interesting to see what's going on with these schools. You got 4,500 kids that are quarantining in Palm Beach County. Broward has got 535 students that are quarantining, and some parents that have kind of been hit with it, exactly what they are doing and what you're doing to make up for schoolwork and those kind of things. So it is making already what is challenging, sending your kids to school, a more challenging thing here with the pandemic still going on. Some of the texts we got in, one person said, I just want Virginia to know that teachers are required to provide some kind of learning for those that are quarantined. It is absolutely ridiculous. If that child had teachers say, no doubt, worry about it. You can catch up when you get back. I'm a teacher, by the way.
Yeah, that's what Magnolia told me, and that's what I was so shocked by, because the poor kid was just trying to keep up with her lesson plan, and the teacher's like, nah, you just get it when you come back.
Really? They say, not all schools are doing the just catch them up when they get back. I'm a teacher, and I've been posting all classwork daily on an online platform. We just aren't teaching virtually. That's what they're doing there. So
I get it. That virtual teaching, that was so hard for the teachers. I watched it. Rocco's kindergarten teacher, I mean, it is a struggle. Mm-hmm. I don't want them to have to go back to that, but I do want them to care about the kids that are quarantined.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Somebody said, my adult family member got COVID, had to quarantine her 10-year-old for only 10 days and then sent back to school if the child was symptom-free after day 10. The child went to school, wore a mask, and later that night, COVID hit the child. Point being, they don't really know what the right quarantine timing is.
Right.
So luckily, the kid bounced back in 2 days. But, it is still a guessing game. Trying to all figure it out. Just don't kill anybody. All be cool. Take a deep breath. We're all in this together. We'll make it through. Have you ever made a disappointing online purchase?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have. Oh,
So
my
many.
gosh.
Jbird, I remember you bought those gis and you wore one into work and it didn't even make it home because it just fell apart on you.
Yeah, that wasn't online. I went to the Treasure Coast Mall, and I was definitely had a few cocktails in me. There was some restaurant I went to and kind of got loaded. Went to the mall, and they were the cheapest gis, and they exploded when I wore one. Yeah, on the air, it like blew up and
just
ripped,
fell apart.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea if you had to say what is your most disappointing online purchase? What would it probably be?
When I bought that one pair of pajamas and it was for a 4-year-old, they did not fit.
Didn't you buy Virginia a dress? Kind of the same thing?
That's what sucks sometimes online is they make a mistake and then you get a 6-year-old's dress.
Yeah. They say, according to this new survey, the average American wastes over $70,000 in their lifetime on disappointing online purchases.
Wow, that's a lot.
$70,000? They say it's an average of about $900 every single year you are spending on disappointing online purchases. And this is the issue, as more and more people are shopping online. I'm sure that amount's only going to go up.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of meditation shirts, and I guess the company that made them before changed companies, and I bought probably 10 of them, but they were too small, and they showed off my gut. They really, it was tight in my bosom and real tight just in my gut.
Well, if you meditate, you won't worry about it.
You couldn't even meditate.
Can you meditate your fat away?
You felt like you were breaking out of your shirt if you were meditating.
I was looking at some of the people that were sounding off on disappointing online purchases they made. A lot of them with sizing issues. Somebody said, I went to a Japanese site to buy a suit and it came back toddler sized.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah, that's one. Somebody else said, I bought an adult toy and the box it came in was marked refurbished. Wait, what?
That is not what you want to see.
Refurbished. Wait, what?
No.
Why are we doing this? No.
Those need to be brand spanking new, never touched.
You're right. There are some things you have to buy new. Underwear, your toys, those kind of things.
Especially the toys. I think back in the day.
What are we doing?
I think my mom bought garage sale underwear.
Well, the problem is they're not necessarily honest online. You don't see that until you get the box that it's in. And you're like, okay, no.
Well, you're right. If you're doing something through eBay or Etsy, and Etsy's a little bit better, some people will send you the wrong stuff, and they know it's a to-do to get involved, and they're hoping you don't do anything and say anything.
That's probably it, because I know I'm one of those people, just when you talk about the time and inconvenience, that a lot of people will just take the loss, and that's why people are taking massive amounts of losses, to the tune of $900 every year.
I've taken some eBay losses for sure, yeah.
You just chalked up the L.
Well, you don't want to get involved. Every time people on eBay are weird. I've gotten involved before, and some take it personal if you are threatening their eBay score, or at least they think you were going to threaten it. It's weird, man.
Will we see a rebound for people wanting to go back to stores? I know they still are. But, the big trend, and everybody's talking about, everything's going online. Nobody's going to be shopping in the malls anymore.
I don't believe it. I don't.
Did we get to a point where we started to get so discouraged with online purchasing and buying toddler-sized suits that we're like, okay, I need to go back into a mall?
I think people still like going out and doing things. If you go to the Palm Beach Outlet Mall, there's always people there. It's
always packed.
Yeah.
It's always packed, yeah. So as people have more problems, maybe the stores, they're writing them off too soon. They'll still be around. Disney's got something brand new. If you're one of those people, you love skipping the line, isn't that the way to do it, man? If you ever do that, just the pure feeling of privilege you have when you just look at those sad suckers in a long-ass line and you're zipping right to the front.
The Fast Pass.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? Oh, yeah. I do this I got this swagger, I got this walk, and I'm just walking by them, and they're all hot, and they look defeated, and I'm like, yeah, here we go, baby.
One of my friends, they're dating somebody, and their dad, that of the person they're dating, has some kind of medical issue, so they have that medical fast pass.
Yes.
They can go at the front anytime they want to.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a feeling of elitism.
It is.
Yes. I've had it once in my life, and it was one of the most magical days of my life. The other days, I am that sad sack in the line that's looking at that person skipping to the front. But they're going to be changing it up for the first time in Disney's history. Of course, the mouse has found another way to get more money from you. Line skipping privileges at the parks are going to have an added cost. Of course. They've retired that Fast Pass system they did have, and now they're going to be replacing it with Disney Genie Plus for extra money. Ding.
It's a good idea. People will pay that.
Of course, yes. Of course they will.
I paid it at Legoland, and I'm telling you, it was worth it.
Of course they will.
But will it get to a point where everyone starts paying it, and then that line's going to get long now?
Then they'll have another lane, and it'll be the exclusive Mega Mouse
for an extra $50.
Right. So just now going on to the ride. So you're already paying to go on the rides, and then that's exactly what they're going to do. Is everybody starts paying for this privilege, then they're going to find different levels of privilege, I'm sure.
That's what they do at the movie theater. All right. For 50 more cents, you get the gargantuan popcorn.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do it.
They get him every time.
Every time.
By the time you get on a Disney ride, you're going to pay 10 times what you used to pay just to ride this ride. They say the new system allows guests to access, quote, the lightning lane for an upcharge. That's what they're calling it now. It's the lightning, because you're just a flash zipping right into that ride.
If it's legit worth it and it's that quick, I would do it. To not wait is big.
I'll tell you at Legoland what happened to us. So they had these fast passes, and they sell them in a book of 3 for $25.
Okay.
And you could buy them on the front end of buying your ticket. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to get, 3 of these packs of 3, and then only use them when the lines are really, really long.
Okay.
And then when we got there the day of at Legoland, the system was down, their Fast Pass system. And so the girl was like, well, our Fast Pass system is down, so you can't use the Fast Passes you were supposed to use.
That don't happen at Disney.
So instead, we're going to give you these cards, which were better than the Fast Pass.
Wow, okay.
They were amazing. And she ended up giving me 25 of them instead of 9. It really worked to my advantage.
Okay, the most popular ride at Legoland, how long did you have to wait?
So when you had these fast passes, you go in the exit.
Right,
And you stand there, and the ride operator looks over at you. You show him the pass, and then you go right on the ride.
Wow, that's
The
how you
most
do
we
it.
had to wait was like maybe 5 minutes because there was other fast pass people in front of us.
It's unbelievable. That's a good deal.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, people love doing it. And if you want to do this Disney Genie Plus, it'll cost $15 a person at Disney World.
Okay, I expected that to be a lot more, actually.
Yeah. Don't worry. When they do the Master Mouse lane, that's going to be more.
Is it $15 per ride, or is that for the whole day?
That's a great question.
I get the feeling that it should be a day, but yeah, the way that Disney charges you for stuff, it probably is going to be a ride.
That mouse is tricky, and I don't know if I trust him.
That mouse cares about one thing, and that's green.
It's very, that mouse is very business savvy.
That mouse is making up for all the money he lost during COVID.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
and then some.
exactly.
And then some. Yeah. The Disney Genie Plus app that you get, because you need to download that. They say it'll also provide information on current and forecasted wait times for rides, which is kind of cool. You could be at another part of the park. And they do seem to be really big on this now, using the apps to help you maximize your time at the theme parks. So that you can say, oh, hey, the line is here on this. And they'll almost kind of help you put together an itinerary so that you can get in as many rides as possible and doing as much at the park as you possibly can.
I'll tell you that Disney Plus, I remember the knock on that was that there wasn't enough content on there. I was looking at it over the weekend. There's a ton of movies on there now. I was watching some Pollyanna, some Parent Trap.
You love Pollyanna.
I'm a Haley Mills fan. What can I say?
They're doing it right. So this is kind of the latest thing. If you were in the Disney groove of doing the Fast Pass system before, get used to the Lightning Lane with the Disney Genie Plus app. Got a few birthdays here today. Giving a little shout out to my beautiful daughter Larissa from Dad Alex, Kimmy, Laura, and Lily. Also got a birthday shout out here to Gabe. The happy belated birthday from Alexandra. Thank you for getting me hooked on these degenerates. Wait, are we the degenerates?
I think so.
Wait, what?
It's a compliment.
Look.
I'll take it.
You need to take it, Kevin.
Just take
It fits.
I take everything, Virginia.
Yeah, take it.
Also, a big happy birthday to Jimmy Malcolm in Knightdale, North Carolina. He's the hardworking dad who deserves all the happiness on his very special day. Nicole sending that in. You got the family there in the photo from North Carolina. And apparently they must be Florida State fans too, because they got that Sucks to Be You shirt on there in the photo. Sorry, Knowles fans. All right. If you got a birthday, no matter where you are, you can let us know. Just send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Got a couple added comments. We were talking about the new Fast Pass system they're going to be doing at Disney. They're going to be calling it Disney Plus, and they found a new way to make more money on you. It's the Disney Genie Plus is what they're going to be doing. And I had seen it was $15 a person there at Disney World. And somebody said, you know what, that's just the bottom tier. And it doesn't include all the rides. It goes up to $50 a person per day.
I was going to say, 15 seems way too low for that mouse.
He's like, that doesn't feel right.
Well, the mouse put that out in his press release.
Yeah.
It's $15.
Yeah.
And it sounds great.
Yeah.
Tricky mouse.
Yeah, somebody said, I think that might be for 2 rides, the 15, so that's it. So
You called it. You said, is that for one ride?
Well, if Legoland is selling 3 passes for $25,
Right,
and that's 3, that's 3 rides.
had to be more, yeah. Somebody though dogging on Universal's Fast Pass. They say it's $89, and you can't use it on any of the new rides, including Harry Potter.
Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah, this is the KVJ show. Happy little Monday here. Get things going with the weekend. That's right. And maybe also making some money as well. Got that cash code JUMP that is out there. Still good for you. Go to the app, plug that in, JUMP, and you could get yourself $1,000. We'll do another cash code coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. Okay, hopefully you guys are awake. You feeling it?
No.
It's Monday. What do you think?
I know, it's Monday. And you had the Sunday scaries yesterday, and so we're trying to get it all kicking here, get the juices flowing. All right, I got some things I need you to think about, but I need a fast answer here. It's got to be sensible, too, to get a point.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry, I was going to say something
I
that
thought you were doing an interesting breathing routine, or I'm not sure what this is.
I was going to say something, but I got caught in my own thoughts.
Yeah, okay. Well, you had the floor.
I felt like I did.
Yeah, you did, yeah. Okay, here we go. Virginia, Jbird, and Denny's. Think fast. All right, first up. A muscle in your body starting with the letter G.
Groin!
I like how you had that one locked in.
He's always thinking about his business.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Always, Virginia.
Okay, Jbird on the board first here and think fast. Next up, something you'd put on a sandwich starting with the letter M.
Mayo.
Oh, Virginia. Oh,
Dang it!
got you on mayo. Oh, you've been vicious feed.
Got you on a sandwich, Bird. Where you at?
Dang, got him with mayo.
I want a sandwich.
Wow.
Mayo's awesome and gross, if that makes sense.
It is. It's awesome and gross.
It is.
Okay, well, it's interesting tagline for Hellman's. Mayo, it's awesome and gross.
I could not agree more.
kind of
Yeah.
torn.
That's a perfect description of mayo.
Kind of
Yes.
torn. I want to buy it, but it's gross. I'm not sure. Okay, how about this? Something you wear starting with the letter B.
Bonnet!
A bonnet. Yeah, you can wear a bonnet. Odd. Bonnet.
How did you have that locked and
I have
loaded?
no idea.
Or he's watching Pollyanna, I think,
Makes
on the
sense.
Disney Plus. It's fresh in his brain there.
Bonnet Bird.
Yeah, okay. Bird's got the lead, 2-1 over Vicious V. Denny's yet to get on the
Oh
board.
man,
Yeah, okay.
bonnet groin,
Yeah, bonnet growing, yeah.
mayonnaise.
I
gross.
know. Yeah, I had a lot of interesting things here. Okay, how about this? Think fast. It's a type of apple starting with the letter G.
Green!
Gollum.
Guy.
I'll go green. Yeah, green apple.
Green apple, dog.
Green apple.
I like him green. I like him hard, Kevin.
You do? Okay. All right.
Hard
Got your own
and juicy.
preference.
The green ones are hard and juicy.
They are, and they're tart.
They're crisp.
Tart. Okay. All right. You guys ready for one more?
Yeah.
Okay. Just didn't know if you had any more apple superlatives.
They're so round.
Yes. All right. Okay, Jbird's got the lead, 3-1. All right, something you'd bring to the beach, starting with the letter S.
Sunscreen.
What'd you say, Virginia?
Sunscreen.
Sunscreen. Okay.
What'd you say there?
Sand.
He said sand.
What you BYOS?
I bring sand to the beach.
No.
You know we had plenty here. You didn't have to bring your own. So I get up with bags of sand. Like, who is this guy?
Sorry, my mind's still on the green apple thing.
Yeah. Okay, bring your own sand. It's quite an interesting beach, isn't it? Therefore, is it even a beach?
I would not be surprised if I saw you walking up with your own sand and be like, it's just Jbird.
Yeah, I like my own kind of sand here. Big fan of this kind of sand. Okay, 3-2, Jbird over Virginia. All right, next up here, think fast. A type of salad dressing starting with the letter B.
Balsamic!
Oh!
Oh
Denny's, you can go back to taking your nap. You're out.
no.
Denny's.
I'm not even sure Denny's walked in the studio. Is he in here?
Yeah, really.
Okay, there he is. Okay, all right. It's 3-3. Virginia Jbird next.
Oh my God.
Correct answer is our winner. All right, you ready for this?
So ready.
Okay, here we go.
It's 3-3.
It's 3-3. Okay. Something you watch, starting with the letter N.
Network
News.
TV.
What'd you say, Virginia? News?
News.
I said network TV in the beginning.
You started network TV. Suits, do we like network TV enough to give it to Bird? He said, yeah, he doesn't love it, but he's going to give it to you.
The bird. The bird.
He doesn't love it, but he's going to give it to you.
Yeah, take it.
Okay.
Nobody loves any of his answers,
Yeah.
but you got to take them.
Yeah, you got to question
Except
all of
sand
them.
to the beach.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, sorry, we're not going to take that one. Not going to take that. It's not often you can say this. We've actually got positive COVID news. Jbird has positive COVID news. Jbird, what is your positive COVID announcement you want to make?
I feel like I'm at a press conference right now.
Yeah, this is big.
Jason Lee Pennington has got his taste buds back.
Oh,
Yes! It feels
Wow.
good, baby.
that's awesome.
It sort of started coming around on the podcast on Friday. Remember, I felt like a grape feeling. It was after I did that horrible shot.
Yes.
Well, I felt like I could taste a hint of grape, Kev.
Okay.
And then
All right.
yesterday I did a shot of honey whiskey, and for whatever reason that kicked in. I'm like, I'm tasting honey. Ooh, this is something else.
Okay.
And Uncrustable, boom, could taste the strawberry jam.
Wow.
Yes. So I didn't really get to explore because it was later, so I have not had my snack party.
Okay.
But today we are throwing caution to the wind, and I'm going to get real fat.
You're going for it, huh?
Congratulations.
It feels good. The smelling is not as strong, but I don't
Okay.
care.
Okay.
I don't
the
care.
taste was the big thing.
Taste is important.
Hey, Virginia, do you have something that we could try at Jbird's? Can we do another quick blind taste test? I know we had done it to prove that he didn't have any taste buds working. Do you
Yeah,
have?
For smelling or for
Tasting.
I can definitely I can taste.
Okay. Well, I want the proof.
I got taste. I got taste.
You got a blindfold over there, Virginia?
I do.
Okay. Yeah, see, I mean, we got to make sure. I mean, because you're some enjoyable things like honey and things like that. You're able to get that flavor, but what about everything else that Virginia might have over here?
Well, I mean,
Does it work or not? I mean, I don't know. We proved that you clearly could. I mean, we got to prove definitely that you can.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this thing.
Okay, Virginia's getting that all ready.
Oh,
Over there. I know my sense of smell's working because I got a whiff of it.
Yeah, I can actually smell
Good
that a
Lord.
bit. I can smell a little bit.
What the heck? Hey, you got that blindfold? Throw it over to Jbird just so
Here.
you can't see what you're
Here's the blindfold.
hacking into over there. You're just trying to get that thing all set up. That's
don't have a
great news, though.
I don't have a can opener, so I'm opening it with a knife.
I gotta tell you, I feel like you're kind of on the lucky end of this. Now, if you're talking about today, are we 3 weeks out from when you first kind of got COVID, Jbird?
I believe so.
Okay, about 3 weeks. Just for anybody, trying to figure out what the deal is and how long it takes. And I know for everybody it's going to be different. And my wife's still a year later. We're coming up on the year since we had the COVID. She still can't smell.
I can smell that a little bit.
Can you really?
Yeah, I can smell a little bit. So my smell is definitely weaker than my taste, but my taste, baby.
That's great news, though. That really is. That's encouraging.
It is. I'm going to
Have
have a
you-
big pizza party today.
Okay, pizza's going to be it.
Denny's, it's going to be Pizza Monday.
Okay. That is exciting stuff. You
I
can
haven't
go.
had tacos in a while either. Mexican Monday sounds great.
Yeah. Is this whole week just going to be every different day, something new?
I'm in the 170s right now with my weight, so I kind of
Yeah.
feel like I can
You
walk
can let
around.
it. Yeah, you can let it ride.
I got BPE, Big Pizza Energy.
Okay. That's going to be exciting stuff.
Hey, so Virginia, did you go to your house to prepare the meal?
Yeah, I don't know what she has
Me and
over
Kevin
here.
can only stretch for so long.
So it's in a can, and I didn't have my can opener in here. So
Yeah, it's okay. I mean,
We're stretching.
Yeah, we can.
I'm
do you have it?
sorry.
That's okay.
I'm doing my best not to slice open my hand.
This is your
Yeah.
best, huh?
What were you opening that up with?
It sounds like a shovel.
A knife.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that.
We have a can opener, but the can opener doesn't work.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you get a bunk can opener. You ever
It's a
had that?
bunk
And
can
you
opener.
keep turning it, and it's the cruelest joke ever. You get that really bunk can opener, and you're just spinning, and the wheel's just spinning, and nothing's happening.
So our can opener, does anything work in this studio? Not even our can opener?
Our computer's not working with our commercials. Our can opener won't work.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
It's a great Monday. Happy Monday,
I
everybody.
feel all that stress I relieved just rushing back.
Are you still opening this can? Oh my
Oh, let's just try to get it from the middle, Denny's. Here, use the knife.
We can move on.
I gotta tell you, our improv skills are
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah. That's all right. Why don't we just, I'm looking at you guys. You guys have a long way to go. We'll wait. That's all right. That's okay.
It's still opening it?
Yeah, we'll just pass on that. Good Lord.
Saved by Virginia's dumbness.
Yes. Wow, that was something to watch, wasn't it? Like,
It was something to listen to, that's for sure.
whoa, that was something. Okay, yeah, we'll pass on that.
I'm
But
still not
congratulations on your
Thank you.
taste buds there, Bird.
It feels good. It feels
Yes.
good.
Glad to hear that. Yeah, I mean, it is something here with COVID as you're looking at the numbers and what is going on. And the Delta variant, man, just it's a whole new COVID world. It really is. And I do want to say thank you very much for all the support I got. I put out an announcement. I got to tell you, it's some scary stuff, but I asked for some prayers if that is your thing. Because my mom has got the COVID and she is really struggling with it. She's in the hospital right now battling it out.
She's in the hospital.
She's in the hospital.
Is she on any kind of breathing apparatuses or anything?
They right now just have the mask on her, and that's it. They haven't gone to the ventilator, which I know for a lot of people, if you go to that level, it's bad news.
My neighbor was on the ventilator.
Yeah. So it's scary stuff, man.
How's
I'll
her?
tell you what.
Did you get to talk to her?
I did. I talked to her on Saturday, and I felt kind of bad. And boy, I'm telling you, it is something. I've never in my life heard my mom sound that weak. She sounded like she was 90, and she barely could talk and breathe, and it was very sad.
What did
really
she
was.
say when you did speak to her?
It was hard to understand. She had just said that she just wants to go home. She's tired of having so many cords and all that stuff coming out of her. And so she just said it's just really hard to breathe, hard to catch her breath. And I told her, I said, just keep fighting for every breath. I said, you just got to keep going after it, Mom.
She was hard to understand.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like talking to me.
It was for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, for different reasons. So it was really, a tough thing. And I'll tell you, honestly, there's one thing that, I've gotten out of this, and I've tried to read everything, and I'm not, passionate one way or the other on anything. I think people need to make their own choices. But, the one thing that I would stress on this, and just looking at my mom's situation, is whatever your COVID decision is, make it based on a conference and consultation with your doctor, not on whoever your favorite political host is or whomever might be on your Facebook feed or whatever is going on, because my mom would be in a different situation had she have listened to the right voices.
Do you know what it finally was that made her go to the hospital? What was the final straw where she said, I got to go?
She just couldn't breathe. Now, my mom and I, we both have chronic bronchitis. And so we both already have
Compromised breathing problems.
Yes, it's something that's always with us. My mom gets it. I get the bronch annually. My mom gets it 4 times a year probably. So she's always had it worse than I have, but it's a genetic thing. And so I get it. But she's a 74-year-old woman. She's tap dancing on the doorstep of diabetes, all these kind of reasons. And that's somebody that you need to be talking to your doctor and saying, hey, look, this thing's getting around. And I do believe in the one statement that I've heard, that if you don't have any kind of immunity whatsoever against this thing, it's not a matter of if, but when. And so, she has really had the political voices up in her head about vaccines and everything else that has gone on. And I was talking to my dad. My dad is as conservative and right-wing as you can get. If you've got a gun, he's got 3. If you love God, he loves him twice as much.
That is true.
If you think Reagan is amazing, he's got a Reagan pajamas. So, I mean, my dad is there. And talking to my dad today, he says, I wish the voices that we would have listened to would have been your mom's doctor. And talking to him, he said, your mom needed the vaccine.
That was a quote from him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of conservative radio guys, 2 of them, I think, that were on the radio saying, don't get the vaccine, don't get the vaccine. And both of them got the COVID and dropped dead.
Yeah, one here in Palm Beach County. One of them, that was his whole rhetoric. And then another right-wing radio host and a staunch anti-vaxxer, Phil Valentine. He had a month-long battle with COVID. He died at the age of 61, and his family is saying that Phil regrets not being more vehemently pro-vaccine. And that's why I'm telling you, these guys are making a living off of, doing that tap dance of this and that. It's a political thing that they're doing, and they're getting ratings because of it. And I will tell you from somebody who is going through it, the voices you need to hear are not the ones coming from a radio host or from a blog. You need to talk to your doctor. And I'm not saying go out and get the vaccine. You got to make your own choices.
Yes.
But just make sure that your consultation is with the right voices. My mom's was not. Had she had the right voices in her head and listened to them, she'd be in a different situation today. So,
well, we hope she feels better.
Yes.
yeah, I'm pulling, for it, and it's tough. I know it's a tough ride, and I hope for the best.
And is your dad allowed to go to the hospital and see her? Because I know some hospitals are taking no visitors.
She really is no visitors. They have accommodated the point where he, behind a plexiglass wall, can kind of wave to her, and that's about it. But they're working on her constantly. So, it's tough. It's not like he gets to sit with her and talk to her and keep her company. And it's a desolate, scary, tough place for her to be. But that's what she's going through, as so many other people have.
Anything we can send her or anything we can do to make her feel better?
I don't know that there's, I keep texting her positivity and things like that, and things that she'd like, and, Bible verses and the stuff to kind of keep her spirits up. Because I think she can read her phone, but it's just even tough for her because
to talk.
Well, even your dad, is there anything we can do for your dad? Keep his spirits up as well.
I'm kind of trying to do the same thing for him. So, I mean, so many other people I know are going through this, and this is just, our own personal story with it. But there's one thing that I could say, just get the right voices in your head. And these medical professionals, they care about you. They're in there to keep people alive. They're not in it for political gain. They are in it just to help you make the right decisions. So make sure you're talking to your doctor, especially if you're in a situation like you're 74, you've got chronic bronchitis, and you are pretty much right at the doorstep of diabetes. 40% of the COVID deaths have been with diabetics. So, just know all those little factoids and make the right choices based on the right information.
And if everybody would, just say a little prayer for Kevin's mom.
Please, thank you for all the positivity. Again, I do appreciate that. I believe in that. Even if you don't believe in prayer, I believe in good vibes and good karma and all that kind of stuff. And so
yes.
I believe that my mom my dad last night was saying her oxygen was up to 93, which is great. So that's positive. So, I'm leaning on that, and that's all good, and I'm hoping that maybe, people's prayers had some kind of effect to that. So we'll see, but I know it's a long ride, so we'll see where it goes. Now, we do have some good news. I know when I was out, you guys had Klepto in here, and his dad was going through it as well, and he was in an accident, I believe.
Yes.
And you guys threw out a GoFundMe, and from what I understand, it's doing well. Like, was it $11,000 that I heard?
Over $11,000 as of this morning.
Yeah, it's approaching 12, and we got good news, right? We've got an update.
We do. So on Sunday morning, Klepto texted us to let us know that his dad awoke from the coma.
It's huge.
It's huge.
So big.
2.5 weeks in a coma. They didn't know. It was very scary. He was non-responsive. Then once he was in the hospital, he tested positive for COVID.
I mean, his story was such a sad story. Someone broke into his house. He got COVID. All this while he was in the hospital.
While he's in the hospital, his house gets broken into twice.
That's unbelievable.
Terrible.
But
twice.
KVJ Nation raised over $11,000 in a matter of days to help them out. So.
That's really cool. Well,
yep.
Thank you guys for that. I mean, we always try to do that. If somebody needs help, we throw that out there for the KVJ Cares page, and every now and then it's somebody either on this show or somebody that's kind of part of our little family that needs help, and so we appreciate when you guys come to the rescue as well. So that's awesome, good news here on a Monday. All right, who do you need to call out here on a Monday? I don't know what it is, but I am always so bothered by jerky Parkers. I don't know what it is. I have just one of those things where I can't help myself. And you know what? It's usually somebody in a really rich. So I put all this together. I could be massively wrong with my deductions. But when I see somebody in a car that cost over $200,000 and they are parked either in a handicapped spot, and again, we went through that one guy that had a Ferrari. And
yes.
he was backing into the spot, and I saw the guy skipping out of his car and going right in, and then we had that whole thing where I found out, okay, the guy's not legitimately like handicapped, he just was entitled. And so, so I saw this, and I put this up on my Twitter. I said, you don't know for sure that this person is an insufferable a-hole, but you got a pretty good idea. They've got a very fancy car, and you see that? They've taken up 2 spots. They don't want anybody in the front or in the back.
That's so annoying. Some will even do it the other way, where they kind of diagonally park with two spots
right on the
there's
middle of the
no
line because they
shot
they
of you
want a
getting in.
good because they've
Yeah.
got a super expensive car and they want a good 3 feet on either side and like going, oh, I'll pay for the spots, but ultimately this is on a very packed Atlantic Avenue in Delray Beach, and you're like, okay, I would love to get it, and we on top of it, we couldn't find a spot because this guy's like gobbled up too with what is this vehicle that he's got here? This a Bentley, maybe a Maserati. So
there's a YouTube video of a girl who does that. She double parks, and this guy is so pissed off, he ends up blocking her so she can't get out, and the whole thing's on video. And he's basically saying, you think you can park there because you have a fancy car. Please let me out, sir. Please. It's pretty good.
What a mess.
It's a mess.
Yeah, so you got a column out here. You can let us know. Hit us up, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. And I had seen this today, and it really kind of plays into it. Over 75% of workers in the U.S., they want the ability to work from home forever. There were already complaints about going into the office, but now with, everything pandemic and blah, 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 is this thing ever going away, who knows? And so, the person was saying, hey, there's a couple things that I think need to be addressed in the offices as we are having to go back. Just been back 2 days, and I'm seeing all kinds of stuff. People doing the speaker phone calls, shut your door, conference calls on speaker, that kind of stuff. People coming up and hugging me like crazy. Just remember, not everybody's set the same way. So as you're back in the office, I haven't seen you in a long time. Come on, give me a big old bear hug. Maybe not everybody's ready for a bear hug yet.
Come in slowly.
Yes.
Test the water.
Right.
Don't just start hugging people.
Yes. And this one person really is venting about just the noise in the office. Loud talking in general. I can hear it through my earbuds. So if you're used to a quiet home and working in different circumstances, just as you start to go back to the office, if that's where you are set, just remember there's a lot of other people around.
Well, working at home, you can eat when you want to. You can go take a shower if you want to.
Yeah.
Man, that's your little hub.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of stuff. Let me see here. Other column outs that we got here today. I saw one on my next door. They want to call out the rooster that's keeping me awake. They said, does anybody know who I could call to pick up a rooster? The rooster does not belong to me, and I have no idea where it came from, as this is an apartment complex. It just showed up 3 days ago, and it's been making a bunch of noise all around the clock. Now, I called Animal Care and Control, who told me that I'd have to confine the rooster myself before they would come pick it up. So they've got to go out and catch a rooster and have it confined in some type of cage or contraption or whatever. And they say, I doubt that's happening. I'm not really a rooster wrangler. And Bush Wildlife, they stated it's not a natural wildlife creature, and you need to call Animal Care and Control. So they are in this circle of the only way they're getting rid of this rooster is they have to go and catch it themselves and put it in a box or whatever it might be.
Sounds tricky.
What a story.
That is quite a story, but yet they can't sleep and they can't get any peace because of this dang rooster. It just came out of nowhere.
Those roosters, they will mess you up because they're all over the place in Key West.
Yeah.
And if you stay in Key West, you will be woken up early by a rooster.
And some of them don't sweat humans.
No.
They'll walk right up to you and kind of peck around.
They certainly are on their own clock.
Right. Mm-hmm. Another column out here. Somebody said, I want to just call out marriage.
Who's this from, Jbird?
Marriage is an outdated concept. Why do the majority of marriages fail? People change, people grow apart, and you're stuck with a messy and expensive and painful situation. If you want to be together, just be together and live together. Why do we have to prove to the world that we are a great couple by getting married? Stop.
I think marriage is on the decline, but I've been hearing that since I was, born. Oh, marriage is on the decline. People getting divorced.
It's a terrible idea. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I think the numbers are trailing off a bit from where they used to be back in like the 1950s.
Look, everyone's different. Some people love the idea. If you're able to find a partner that's cool and has your back, I get why it's cool and appealing.
Sure.
But if you're married to someone you can't stand, yeah, you're going to hate marriage.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. If you got any other thoughts or call them out, 877-979-WRMF. You can also use the mic drop feature that we have on our app. Actually, all you have to do is just go, and there's kind of like a little talk button in the bottom left. You go in there, and there's different ways you can leave us photos, videos. You can do basically about anything, and it's all from the free WRMF app. Well, we had a call them out for marriage a second ago. Somebody just said, just don't do it. Just, why? Well, somebody who works at the DMV said, trust me, it is so much easier and less work to just get married. You got no idea how many people come in and have been with their partner for 10 or 20 plus years, and they've got no claim to their partner's assets. There are some things, and it does become a pain in the behind to just do that. We're going to stay together and not officially get married. So maybe look into the legalities of it. Apparently our society is still set up that I know, are a lot of perks. I remember the story with Don Cheadle a couple of weeks ago. He'd been with his woman, I think, like 28 years, and they finally got married because somebody looked at all the tax breaks, and they said, what are you doing, man? You're wasting a lot of money. And they said, 28 years, we figured we're probably in this for a while.
Don said, I'm flying free. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, right.
He's finally got to walk the plank.
Yeah, right.
They got him.
So.
Another one bites the dust.
I know,
Bird.
they got him.
Yeah. You can argue it either way. I would just say don't rush into marriage. Make sure you've done all those things that are not sexy and not fun, like looking at numbers and crunching numbers. And if you do it for that reason, all right.
The biggest fear is you get married and everything seems cool, but 6 months after getting married, you go, oh my gosh, what the hell did I do?
They've changed.
It's terrifying. Yeah, those are the bad cases of marriage. Maybe what you should do is be together for 5 years or 10 years and be like, okay, pretty good chance we're going to do this. We could save tax breaks, issues, long-term care. Let's finally get married.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine moving in with somebody? You get married, and that's when you decide to move in with them. You have no experience. How do you know you don't have a chronic fart sleeper? How do you know you don't have someone that yells and screams?
Well, that's what my parents did. That's what their parents did.
I know.
They hadn't even hooked up yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how do you know that you're compatible as lovers?
Yeah.
You just get in there and figure it out.
Well, I've got a question here about dating after my divorce. They said, I am going through a divorce. It's been 120 days since we split, but the mediation isn't for another 2 months. I want to start dating. Is it too soon? Now, my husband, again, was having an affair, so I feel like the marriage was actually even longer than just 120 days. What is the appropriate time to wait? I don't know if anybody's written the rules on this.
I think once you're separated and you've started divorce proceedings, you're good to go out and have some fun. Especially since he cheated on you during your marriage.
Do you? Boo-boo. Yeah.
You do you.
Do you? You've already started proceedings. If anybody's got a problem with the fact that a judge hasn't signed off on your divorce yet and they want to step to you and say something, tell them to go kick dust.
Tell them to kiss your grits.
It's almost like you need to have put out at least one Facebook post about your ending relationship.
Oh, I see that all the time.
Yeah, at least one. So if you've done the post, then I think you're good. Because if you ever run into a couple or you ever seen somebody out in public and you saw them maybe about a month or so ago and they were with a spouse and then a month later you see them and they're clearly all over somebody else and you're like, what am I watching here?
Yeah.
Are they just blatantly cheating out in public? I had that happen one time. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Should I call somebody?
I ran in the other direction. I think hit a pole. I tried to get away so fast. I'm like, I don't want to see this. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, put out that post. I think you'll be fine. So Jbird thinking that his neighbors are swingers. Well, they had some pineapples up. I know we've had that discussion before about, is that really truly the sign of the swinger? Maybe they're going through a Publix and they've got a pineapple upside down in their cart, and that's just them going around trolling, looking for people who want to jump into the swinging lifestyle.
We heard from quite a bit of swingers last week, Kev.
Yeah.
We start talking about this. The swingers come out.
So what was the latest on the pineapple? Because I know we've had this conversation before, and it's gone back and forth. Is the pineapple truly the sign, and that's how they advertise for other swingers by putting them on their house?
Well, remember last week, Virginia, how I said I take walks in my neighborhood, and there's this house that's got these pineapples there. Some of them upside down. Mm-hmm. They're decor. It's not like they're real pineapples. They're pineapple metal pieces of art.
Yeah.
There's a vase of a ceramic kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. Well, we talked about it quite a bit last week. I go walk by there over the weekend. all the pineapples are gone. They took them all down. So I'm thinking they heard us talking about it. They saw me walk by, saw me look at the pineapples, and then heard me talking about it. Or they just took down the pineapples. But that's kind of a coincidence,
The timing is odd, yeah.
Well, there was a bunch of them, and now all of the pineapples are gone.
It would suck if you just loved pineapples, and so you
Right.
put a bunch of them in front of your house, and now people keep knocking on your door because they want to bang your wife.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they really are just pineapple lovers, like you were saying. Welcome.
Yeah, because the
Aloha.
pineapple right side up is like a welcoming symbol.
Yeah, it's actually supposed to be a symbol of warmth and hospitality. That's
Right.
why people put it out on their house, is because, okay, we're friendly people. It doesn't mean that, yeah, we want to sleep with, another couple. We just want to say, hey, look, this is a warm, friendly, welcoming home.
Well, because I figured if they were really swingers are not shy people. They want you to know you're a swinger.
That's true.
So clearly,
But you just don't know, like, how warm they are. So it's like, are you just warm and welcoming, or are you hot and welcoming?
Are you warm and welcoming?
I don't think I can walk by their house anymore. I got to take a different route.
Yes. I guess you just got to figure it out, but
You
it's all gone.
shamed them out of their love of pineapple decor.
Well, I didn't mean it. I wasn't trying to make them feel bad.
Look, they need to know because I don't think everybody knows. The swingers have taken the pineapple.
Well, I was just curious because I would walk by it every day and see it, and they were so pineapple heavy. I'm like, is this swinging?
You need to go by and check their garbage. Do they have like 20 pieces of pineapple art all piled up in the trash? Or did they go to another neighbor's house and throw the pineapples away there, making them look like they're the swingers? Have you ever done that where you've not wanted to throw something away in your trash because you're hiding things? Maybe it's like in your trash, you don't want the neighbors to see. Like, for instance, when you take the recycling out and there's like 40 wine bottles in there, and you're like going, oh my gosh, I look like an alcoholic.
They say that's how some murderers and some people who stalk, they like to go through people's trash. And you're able to tell a lot about a person and what they're
Definitely.
doing if you do that stuff. I mean, there's many cases like that.
There's so much dirt in your trash.
Yes.
Yeah,
On you.
There
Yeah.
is.
So what is it that you are hiding in your trash, or what have you ever hidden from your trash? What do you do? What is it you're trying to hide? And then where do you put it? You can tell me coming up next. So what do you hide in your trash? Maybe it's your recycling. Maybe you decided to get rid of a bunch of pineapples you had all over your house because you just wanted a warm, friendly, welcoming house, but now the guy on the radio thinks you're a swinger. That's not what I had in
Sucks.
mind, but yeah.
And you loved
You
pineapples.
love pineapples. I was just a welcoming individual.
Maybe it's a coincidence and they just wanted to throw that stuff away.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
The timing.
Yes. So if you ever hidden anything, a couple of fun comments. One person said, yeah, I'm the deacon of a Baptist church who enjoys a few beers, but I got to wait until dark to put them in my neighbor's trash down the street so he knows they're mine.
I remember, I think it was Denny telling me a story back when he was a kid. He found a ton of nudie magazines, naked Playboys
Yeah.
in the trash.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
the jackpot.
Yeah. Well, typically, and I know I do this, there are a couple things even in my own house. And yeah, a lot of times it's maybe I've had an alcoholic beverage. I know my wife counts them. She tells me she does. So if I want to have a bonus one, then I'll take whatever the evidence is and I hide it in the trash down a little bit, further down so she doesn't notice.
Under the takeout box.
Yeah, wherever it might be, and I try to put something that's kind of messy on it so she
Yeah.
won't be because if you have somebody that's really snoopy, they may actually kind of be looking in the trash, but as soon as they hit something wet and nasty looking, they'll stop. So
Yeah.
make sure you put your stuff that you're hiding down there and put something wet and nasty on top of it because they'll stop at that.
And if you don't have anything wet and nasty, just vomit on it.
There you go.
You gotta hide if you break a like a pot bowl or a bong. You gotta kind of
Bong, if you break it?
If you break, you gotta throw it away because
Well, I think a lot of people will. If you've broken something that somebody in the house loves, especially, and you've broken that, yeah, you got to hide that in the garbage.
Like, say your name is Panda and you came home from work the other day and you drove your car over Rocco's scooter and broke it.
Oh, yeah.
Hardcore.
Okay.
Like, it's not rideable. It's hiding in the trash.
I think that scooter should have taken more of a licking. No.
Oh my gosh, this thing crumbled like a cookie.
It did,
It's a
not
mess.
not a lot of things stand up to cars.
No.
Somebody said, I always get home before my husband, and that's when I take the Amazon boxes to a house down the street and slip them into the trash so my husband never sees what I've ordered. I bet that happens a lot.
There's somebody that saved all their boxes for like a month in their garage and then put them all on their porch at once to freak out their husband. It's funny, made me laugh on TikTok. The husband came home and was like, what the hell? There's like 8,000 Amazon boxes.
I'm sure it was real and not at all set up.
I loved it. TikTok. It's funny.
TikTok, so funny.
So funny.
Somebody said, I'm an elementary teacher and I'm blessed beyond belief to get dozens of little drawings each year that say, best teacher ever. Oh, I love you. I love and appreciate them all, but at the end of the day, I just toss them in the trash of the classroom across the hall in case mine doesn't get changed that night. Can you imagine these kids hand her the artwork and they're so proud when they come in the very next day and it's sitting right there in the garbage?
That's a lot of love in the trash.
You gotta hide that.
Got to.
You gotta hide that. Now, this was something I saw online. I don't know if this would be true or not, but imagine this. Maybe if you're in a dating situation, this could happen. This person was confessing, talking about hiding stuff in the trash. They said, I met a man on Tinder, and our coffee break led back to his place. Now, I was on the third day of my period, so I had to excuse myself to go to the bathroom after we'd been talking for a while to change my pad out. Well, it just happens.
Coffee, breath, and period. This is hot.
Yeah.
It's sexy.
Well, his trash can was pretty full, so I wrapped my pad in TP and I buried it in his garbage. An hour later, he goes to the bathroom, and when he returns, he says that I shouldn't have thrown away my pad because he might have touched it when taking out the trash and that it was gross and unsanitary. Apparently, he saw that the trash looked different, unwrapped the toilet paper, and saw my used pad.
He unwrapped it?
Yes.
That's on him.
I was mortified.
He's an idiot.
I apologized profusely, and he seemed to take it well. He just told me not to do it again, and if I needed to, just walk a few blocks to a nearby grocery store to change. I left after that and assumed that I won't be seeing him again.
He's a jerk. That guy, he doesn't have the right temperament for dating.
If someone wraps up something and puts it in your trash can and you unwrap it, you're a creepy idiot.
You're creepy. You're weird. I don't know if dating's right for you.
No.
Yeah.
Run, girl. That guy did you a favor.
Right.
Well, it wasn't like she put it on the couch. It was in the trash.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, talking about TikTok.
Yeah.
I saw another one. This girl jumped on this guy's shoulders and she was dancing around, and when she jumped off, her maxi pad was on his back of his neck and his shirt.
Gosh, she's so easily duped. So easily duped.
Trick Talk gets Virginia all day long.
I love it.
She lasted one fake video after another.
It's great.
Just loves it all. Loves it all. All right, coming up here in a second, it's going to be a little round of little kid or drunk adult from the messages you've left for us on the WRMF app. What do you think about this one from Michelle?
I threw up on a police officer.
She threw up on a police officer.
That's rough.
That is real rough.
That can go either way.
I would think logic begs that it likely is a drunk adult. I would say if we had stats and you had percentages, it's going to favor that. In fact, I would say it's about probably a good 82% chance that this is going to be a drunk adult.
Could you imagine being an adult throwing up on a police officer?
It'd be tough, and they're not going to be happy about it, but I'm sure if we actually polled police officers, probably a lot of them have been thrown up on.
Oh, if you throw up on a flat top cop, they might give you the chair.
Yeah. Okay. What is your vote on this, Virginia? Michelle, was she a little kid or a drunk adult?
I think drunk adult.
Drunk adult. Odds say that. I'm going to stick with the odds. Bird?
I'm going to go with the odds. Drunk adult.
You're going to go with the odds. Drunk adult. Okay, it's unanimous. Drunk adult. Michelle?
So I was a kid. I got lost in the mall when I was a small child. The police found me a little while after. I was kind of wandering around the food court. And one of the officers, he picked me up, and I was so scared about everything that was just going on. I ended up puking right in this poor officer's face.
Aww.
He immediately dropped me to the ground, which obviously made me cry. And it was just really awful and embarrassing.
Oh, that's tough.
What a mess.
Oh, that's tough.
Oh.
The
Wow.
police dropped her?
Wow. Okay. All right, what about Jerry here? Do you think Jerry was a little kid or a drunk adult when he did this?
I got caught stealing a blue raspberry Slurpee from 7-Eleven by putting it in my pants.
Feels like drunk logic. If not, he was a really twisted, awful kid that he was trying to steal at a young age.
That's a drunk adult. You're in 7-Eleven. You end up in 7-Eleven when you're drunk.
Yeah.
You're doing crazy things. There's shenanigans.
I don't know. I was thinking little kid.
Really?
I don't know.
Go with your gut. Don't let me sway you.
Yeah.
I'm going to say little kid.
Little kid. Okay, one little kid. You drunk adult, Jbird?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I was actually a little kid. My friends dared me to steal a Slurpee. I put it in the front of my pants, and I was caught immediately. The whole thing was on security camera. My only hope is that it does not exist to this day.
Wow. It's kind of messed up. A kid's trying to steal, though.
I would like to see that video.
I would too.
Oh, yeah. I bet there's so much. I bet 7-Eleven has so many people trying to steal all the time.
Okay. Why don't we try one more here?
Okay.
I'm smelling something. I smell something. My smell's coming back. Do you put lotion on?
I just did.
I'm smelling. My smell's
Look at
coming
you.
back, man.
Bird, it's coming back. He's coming
Awesome.
back. He got his taste buds back.
I'm smelling that pretty strong.
Tahitian Dream Lotion.
It smells like fruit punch. Tahitian
Okay.
treat.
Yeah.
Good. All right, Virginia's got eggs for breakfast coming up, so.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the bid.
That's all right.
I got taken over by emotion.
Okay. All right, one more here. Little kid, drunk adult, Mitch.
I punched a farmer in the face when he made fun of me for how I ate corn.
You punched a farmer in the face for how he made fun of you when you ate corn.
Wow, that's aggressive.
That is aggressive. I would hope a little kid wouldn't be doing that.
I'm going to go drunk adult.
Drunk adult.
Farm, there's
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like something that happened in my hometown. Drunk adult here, Mitch.
I was a drunk adult.
Yeah.
I was over at my ex-girlfriend's house while, she was having a party. Her uncle is a big-time farmer, right? He saw how I was eating my corn and started making fun of me in front of everyone. I was drunk and didn't understand what was happening, so I just punched him in the face, and he proceeded to beat my ass in front of the entire party.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
yeah.
my.
Oh, he kicked his ass farmer style.
Well, Mitch has got an accent like, I don't think he's from the farmland.
Yeah.
And he stepped into a couple things. One, they'll mock you if you don't do their country things right. So he's eating the corn wrong. Then he gets into a fight and then proceeds to get his ass kicked after the first
And
punch.
you know that farmer loved kicking his ass.
They do two things well. They eat corn and kick ass.
Dang.
That's two of the best things they know how to do in the country.
There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. Yeah, huh. So many people on meth. Ow.
Yeah. All righty. Here's what we got today in your Out News. Did you happen to see on the news that racehorse that was running down the highway?
No.
Oh my gosh, I saw it on social media. I'm like, what the heck is this? It is a racehorse. It's got a number on its back. It's got that thing around its face, that mask they put on the racehorses. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
It's in Kentucky. The horse actually ditched the jockey on Saturday, got out of the racetrack, and got onto the highway, just galloping down the highway.
Damn, he made a break for it.
Yeah, 30 minutes, this racehorse running down the highway.
Just wanted to break free, man. Didn't want that racing life anymore.
It's kind of crazy, but then I didn't get to see the follow-up on the video that I saw. I saw it like, oh, it's great, racehorse on the highway, huh? But they took it apparently to a barn to try to chill it out because obviously it's high-strung, it's tense, it's COVID and everything. And apparently what happened then when they took the horse to that barn to chill out, they had to rescue it again because the barn burned down.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well,
The universe is telling us.
break free.
Let that horse go.
This horse is like, keep me away from these people. They're going to kill me.
And not only that, I mean, how's a horse supposed to compete with all that drama going around him?
I mean, wow. That horse knows something. That's crazy,
You're
huh?
right. So I take that horse out.
Yeah. There's an interesting photo of a coyote sitting in a classroom. This is in Los Angeles. They say the coyote just, nonchalantly walked right into the school, right into a classroom, and it just kind of like sat up on the bookshelf. It was just like, kind of hanging out.
I'm here to learn.
Yeah, they had to get animal control to come by and safely remove the coyote that was there in this 8th grade classroom. They say the drought and things like that are driving some of these wilder animals into civilized areas.
I think coyotes are cute.
It was adorable. It really was, and it didn't look like it hurt anything.
I think
Until they eat your face.
I was going to say, I
Right.
think they're so cute until they eat your pet or your loved one.
Yeah, right. There's a 22-year-old in Italy that's going viral after he got a QR code tattooed on his upper arm. The reason why? Because it links to his vaccine status. And that way he doesn't have to bring his vaccine card to bars and restaurants that require proof of vaccination. He's 22. He goes around to a lot of bars.
I mean, if you're a guy that has tattoos already and what's one more, I think it's kind of brilliant.
Well, yeah, if you're in the tat community, this is nothing. It's a great idea.
Well, it's interesting stuff. Are we going to have our own little vaccine passports? Will it change? So if we have to keep getting the vaccine, booster shots and updates, will it be the same thing in 10 years?
Great question.
Could it be the smartest thing ever or the dumbest thing ever?
Who knows what the hell what it's going to be like in 10 years
Who
from
knows?
now.
Yeah,
Oh
who
my
knows?
God.
we
in
don't know
10
what it's going to
days.
be at 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah. For the record, his parents think it was dumb, but you know, it's 22. What do you think?
I think it's kind of smart. I mean, a 22-year-old's not going to keep up with a little piece of paper who likes to go clubbing.
Well, if you like tats and you're also trying to go viral and you're in that world, it's a home run for you.
And if nothing else, it's an interesting statement about a very bizarre time period.
Yeah?
That hopefully, you know, we get past this pandemic. You look back and be like, what is that from, Grandpa?
I mean, right, this is the most bizarre time you've ever lived through since you've been alive.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Or there's a guy on meth that thought somebody with a gun was chasing him. Apparently, nobody was chasing him, but he didn't know because he was on meth. So, in all of his methiness, he scaled 2 fences, climbed the side of a building to get to the lobby, and then got arrested because he didn't realize he unwittingly had broken into the county jail.
What a dumbass. He's right where he belongs.
That's amazing.
What an unbelievable story. See, kids, that's why you don't do math.
Math is dumb. It
Yes.
makes you really do bad, dumb things.
Oh,
broke into jail?
Broke into jail.
And now he's there.
He thought someone was chasing him, so he runs into a jail. Yeah, don't do
Wait,
that.
when you come down from the meth and you're in your cell, do you go, damn it, what was I thinking?
How
have I
did I
done?
get here? And imagine when you hear that story. How did I get here? You actually brought yourself here. You scaled a wall, jumped a fence, and wound up here in jail.
I mean, there are days and then there are days.
Yeah.
Dummy.
Another dummy on meth, truck driver. Don't drive and do meth. He was hauling Cheez-Its and Pop-Tarts and wound up crashing
Oh.
on Friday in Maine. That's crazy.
Do we have one of those photos of Cheez-Its and Pop-Tarts all over the road?
You would think. You probably would, yeah. You should. What would you do if you saw a Pop-Tart truck turned over? You helping yourself?
So I'm not a huge Pop-Tart or Cheez-It lover, surprisingly
Okay,
so.
all
So this
right.
is not the kind of
It's an
truck I get
interesting
down on.
combo.
I also would feel bad. I would go over there and maybe like help them instead of
Yeah.
stealing from them.
Yeah.
If all their stuff is in the road, I think I like try to help
Hopefully
them.
that's not your first impulse, right?
Yeah, I don't want to steal the Cheez-Its.
There's a guy in Illinois that was hanging out at his job at Burger King, and he's like, you know what? I don't make a lot of money here at Burger King. So he had a good idea. He went right next door to the restaurant and robbed it.
Oh, please tell me it was a McDonald's.
It doesn't say what it was. It'd be very ironic if it was.
But they probably know him.
Yeah, he's just kind of right in the neighborhood. Yeah.
Dummy. They're like, oh, it's a neighborhood guy. Yeah, he works right over there.
And they saw him the next day when he went in for his shift.
Stupid.
He was arrested by the end of his shift, so it didn't even take that long. Yeah.
Dummy.
There's a woman in England that recently discovered a nut in a bolt in some Domino's pizza.
Ooh.
And it actually looks like it was baked deliciously into the cheese.
Was it yummy?
I don't know if she actually ate it. She was given a refund, and they said this kind of thing is extremely rare. Well, that's good, because that would be a terrible new topping.
I feel like you should give more than that for that kind of
I
problem.
feel so too, yeah.
You got a free pizza?
I think that's pizza for a year, right?
Yeah, if I'm the manager, we're getting
One pizza a week for a year?
Absolutely.
That's exactly
Yep.
what you get. Yeah. No doubt. How does that even happen? Well, you got to watch Skipping the Lines. We were talking about that Disney Genie Plus earlier. It's the new Fast Pass. They get rid of the Fast Pass. Now you got to, buy these different rankings because, boy, people get squirrely in lines. This had happened at the Velocicoaster ride. You know, the one they've been touting at Universal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, there was a little fisticuffs that happened there in July. A New York woman got arrested after officers said she punched a woman in the face. 28-year-old Shaika Allen and her family were behind the woman in line when the woman's brother jumped her in the ride's line. He ducked right underneath that queue rope that they have. Well, her brother then spilled a drink on Allen as he cut the line, and after a brief argument, another member of Allen's family shoved the victim. Then Allen threw multiple closed fist strikes, with at least one hitting the victim on the side of the face.
That's some Cobra Kai stuff.
Yeah, so people get real squirrely jumping those lines.
Well, if you have one family member there and then you try to skirt on up, you better make sure that everybody's cool with it. And what you do is you say, hey, is it cool if I go here? That's what my sister's right there.
Yeah.
You don't spill a drink on somebody while you're pulling that move.
Right, absolutely.
You take a bad situation and make it 10 times worse.
If you work at a Universal or a Disney World, what would you say? Once a month, once every 3 months, there's a fist fight there. Is that once a week? I wonder what the average is.
And I wonder if the average has gone up because people are way more squirrely after the pandemic. I was just talking to one of my buddies over the weekend. He's like, have you flown since the pandemic? I'm like, no. He's like, you can just feel the tension.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, people are losing their marbles everywhere, and especially on flights and at the airport. And I just saw American Airlines. They said they're not going to serve alcohol in the main cabin of its flights until next year.
Yeah.
No more alcohol for the rest of the year because you people can't be trusted.
We've been grounded for a year as humans.
This just means I got to load up in the terminal.
Oh, yeah, you got to get...
I think even in the, to let you know, at the bars, they're even having the bartenders saying, what is it, no more than 2 or 1, something like that. I think they're putting limits on people. They're saying, stop over-serving these people because you're getting Virginia hammered and she's getting on the flight and causing problems.
Well, if I have to fly, I'm going to be going to Club Jbird for my pregame.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Get ready. You're going to have to do something. So, craziness. So, Virginia, you had a complaint with Jbird over the weekend.
Yes, I would like to file an official complaint with the Screen Actors Guild. I was called to the set of the new KVJ movie, and I showed up on time.
Yeah.
And
hold on. You showed up on time?
I showed up on time.
Did she show up on time?
It was weird because we got there early and we got confused. We thought your car wasn't there. We forgot you had a new car, and we're looking for your old car. So I ran into the store to get money for Rocco.
Okay. Paying off, so you got to pay the kid?
I have a trick to help Rocco with his lines.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes. I'll hold up. I got 20 ones in my wallet. So before his line, I go, Rocco, this is a $2 line.
Okay.
If you nail this thing, I mean, you get these $2, be a big time actor.
Oh, wow.
And his focus was unbelievable.
He was on it, huh?
Yes, the kid did really good.
Look at you. That's a great trick.
He was excited to have his own money.
Yeah. I mean, look.
So how do you bribe Virginia then to get her to focus?
She wasn't drinking, which is not ever good. A sober, annoyed Virginia who doesn't really like acting, not a good.
So what's worse, a sober, annoyed Virginia or a drunk, belligerent Virginia?
Can I please have a day to think about that?
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to give you a legit answer, but I have to meditate.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was real hot yesterday or on Saturday when we shot.
It was blazing.
She thought we were shooting indoor, and it was an outside shoot.
Is this in your contract, Virginia?
Yeah.
I thought you had something against that.
It's definitely in my contract. I have to be notified of the conditions as it pertains to weather because I would have dressed differently had I known it was going to be an outside shoot in the direct sunlight.
The first thing she goes, oh, it's outside? Oh, man, it's hot out here.
It was so hot.
Kind of set the
I had
You were not feeling
beads of sweat just rolling down my leg and my body. Ugh.
Oh, when you sign the Sinickies, it comes with some...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got a lot of baggage in there.
There's some baggage there.
Yeah.
There is.
There was no trailer on the set. I show up. There's no
what? No
there's
trailer.
no craft services.
Virginia.
Non-existent.
How could you even do this?
I mean,
Look, we had to shut down this production for 2 weeks because of a COVID situation.
That's right. Your own.
We're over budget.
Oh boy.
So it's
having
just,
to pay off Rocco.
Yeah, it's getting crazy right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for your patience, Virginia. You only have 4 more scenes.
Okay, all right.
How is the movie coming along? Because here we are getting to the end of August. You are 2 months away from a premiere. Does it look like everything is, we know it's over budget. Is it on time?
We just can't have anything mess up now. Everything's going good, but if Denny's has to leave, or I have to leave, or I get COVID again, nothing can happen.
Yeah.
I gotta film you. You're one of the biggest scenes.
Oh, I can't wait.
But it's gonna require you possibly traveling to the woods. Are you okay with this?
What woods?
Well, we'll make it.
The woods over in Harborside, Tiger's Restaurant. I love that place. Okay, can I shoot in the damn woods?
Good for me.
Instead of in some back alley in the
down for
blazing
that.
sun.
It was in an alley.
He had me in the dirtiest alley. I'm
Yeah.
like, where are we?
Right.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't normally even drive down this road, much less get out of my car and hang out in
You
it.
think she's tough to work with here?
Oh. It's a lot, huh?
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Slum shoot.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know if you saw this, but things are changing on OnlyFans.
We did see this. We mentioned this last week.
Yeah, OnlyFans is going to probably go under now.
I wonder what it's going to be like because, as you guys were talking about, they're going to be banning sexually explicit content starting on October 1st.
I thought that was all they did.
They do a lot of that. Now, that's not all they do.
They do foot stuff too, but I mean,
Well,
that's sex too.
That's what I'm wondering, if they're going to go more into the specific kink fetish world, to where it's not so overly sexual, but you see like feet stuff and, someone holding a balloon.
Yeah, they say that creators will still be allowed to post content with nudity as long as it abides with the new acceptable use policy.
They're probably going Playboy rules, not Hustler, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit more like you'll be able to take nude photos and the such, but they don't want the graphic, sexual, explicit content.
Yeah, if I want to do a weird naked pizza thing, I can put the pizza, on me. But you can't put the pizza, in a sexual way. I get it.
You get it.
Well, there goes all my plans for the OnlyFans we had coming with the Juicy Daddy.
Oh, we had so many ideas for the KVJ OnlyFans.
You could still do the nudity. You just can't do anything that's explicit.
This might actually work out better for us because we weren't going to do anything explicit.
You speak for yourself. I was going to put your dad in all kinds of compromising positions.
We were just gonna get weird on them. We can still get weird.
Yeah, you can still do stuff. And the reason why they're doing this, I mean, you're talking about, will this be a good financial move for OnlyFans or not? And I guess they think it will be, because the problem for OnlyFans is a lot of times these sites, you have seed money that lasts so long. And when you start off, they're losing money hand over fist. You may think that everybody's talking about OnlyFans and it's the biggest thing, but they're still a lot of times bleeding out money. And they couldn't get any big investors or banking partners to jump in because they're like, you're too dirty. We can't associate with you. So this is why OnlyFans is tailing it back a little bit so that they can get some big money in there to keep them afloat. Otherwise, I think they were heading for bankruptcy. So they believe it's actually a better financial move, what they're doing here.
We would have to get weird to where, we incorporate, maybe some ideas with food, your feet, hashtag pizza foot. You take your foot and just dip it in pizza sauce. That's the kind of stuff they're going to start doing. Weird, bizarre things like that.
Well, let's go. I just got a pedicure, so I'm ready to go, and I got bills.
Do you want to try this out, the pizza foot idea? Maybe on our TikTok to see how it does with numbers.
I love it. So I'll pick apart a piece of pizza with my toes.
Oh my gosh,
I'll feed you.
Oh my gosh, I think we got our first video. This is why we do the think tank idea, because the ideas just start to come. I love it. Look how that evolved. I'm into that.
Let's do it. I want to see it.
Oh, I got my taste buds back.
Yeah.
It's a big day, Kevin.
It is a big day. It's
you
all
want to be a
working
part
out.
of this filthiness?
No, I'm just going to sit back and see how many views it gets.
Kevin just wants to cash the checks.
Yeah, that's it. That's how I work. I'm behind the scenes guy.
We got to prove ourselves first.
Yeah.
All right. So now we have our first concept
I love it.
in the can.
I'm in.
Okay, all right. Now, a lot of times when you get easy money, there's usually strings attached and something weird's going on, and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
that
like
just seems too
feet
easy.
and weirdness
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shame for your family.
Well, we got another kind of like foot email came in here. Somebody said, while I was getting a pedicure, the nail tech told me that they have a client that loves beautiful feet. and is willing to pay big money to receive foot pictures. She said he would be very interested in my petite feet and gave me his phone number. She said he likes different foot poses and environments and will not only pay for my pedicures, but will Venmo me $50 per photo. So I guess what she is, she's almost kind of like the foot pimp.
She is.
Yeah.
She's the Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, she is.
She's recruiting the feet.
Yeah. How crazy, right? So she connects this guy with women with nice feet. She said, so I don't know. Has anyone else had this kind of arrangement before? Is $50 an amount that's reasonable? Considering I feel like he's going to be excited by these pictures, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so that's why I feel like this whole thing with Virginia, because of this email right there, this proves my point. The foot fetish community, they will pay money. They are, out of all of the fetishes, they might be the one that pays the most, Virginia.
Interesting.
So what do you think? She said, I'm still in shock by the proposal, but I'm honestly considering it. Do you know maybe what the ins and outs are? I mean, is this going to be good, bad, what?
We don't know anything about all that because we've never done this. We ourselves are delving into it for the first time.
Yeah.
But if anybody wants to pay you $50 for a picture,
we too are just trying to get our foot in the door.
Okay.
we're trying to all get a leg up
Oh, yeah.
financially.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it does seem easy. $50 a photo. Imagine if in one afternoon you do 4 photos. That's $200 easy dollars. Your pedicures are now free. You know, depending upon where the limit is, maybe 5 to 10 photos a week. You can make an extra $1,000 if this guy's really loaded and twisted.
Just start a new email with no kind of link to where you live or anything like that. Don't have your name on anything where he can find you on social or anything like that.
We have to have a safeguard put in place here so the creepo does not. And I'm not calling foot people creepy, but I'm just saying this guy.
It's just a stranger. You don't know him, so you don't need to let him know where you live or where you work. If you're going to take pictures of your feet, don't take them in your house where he can do that tracking thing and check the location where the photo was taken.
Would you do this? $50 per photo. All you have to do is just take the picture, make it look nice, and then send it off to the client. Would you do it?
Are you offering?
I'm just asking.
Are you the client?
What if you found out I was?
I would do it because who cares? It's $50 a picture. Let's go. What's my limit? How many can he take?
Would you do it, Kev, for $250 a picture? It wasn't your feet, and your face isn't in it. It's just a shot of one of your cheeks on your ass. It's just like you never see your face. It's just weird shots of your butt. $250 a picture. No one knows it's you. Do you do it?
I strongly consider it.
I consider that, man.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, and the only thing, I guess, Angie's got a question that I think is very valid here in the chat room. Why are people paying when there's so much free foot photos out there? And that's what makes me a little bit nervous. Why do they, is it because they are hoping to fire something up with me? And is this going to get more personal than I ever wanted it to?
When you are doing that stuff one-on-one with another person, you have a specific relationship with that person. That's going to drive the foot fetish.
And that's it. I don't want this connection. And that's where I'm like, so it's not necessarily just a photo that is part of the payment. It's that you have some kind of weird, even if it's distant and digital, it's still a connection and relationship with this person on the other end.
To Angie's point, why do people pay for OnlyFans? Why do people pay for porn?
Right.
It's because it becomes personal and it's unique. It's specific to your own fetish.
And that's what makes it weird and dangerous.
Yes.
That's what makes me uncomfortable, because it's not. When you're that photo, you want to take a photo of my butt cheek or my foot or whatever, you think that's it. I don't know. I just feel like there's still, oddly enough, you get it, Virginia, there's a string.
You might be opening the door.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't like this.
You're opening up a door. Now, whether something comes through that door, we don't know. There's a chance.
If you protect yourself, though, and make it so that this person can't figure out where you live, who you are, where you work, you don't want them to have any kind of way to get in touch with you or see you.
Well, and keep in mind, too, you got this weird pimped out manicurist that is the middle person that could reveal more information about you, like what you drive, when you leave, when you have appointments. They could follow you. I just don't. especially in South Florida and sex trafficking and all that kind of stuff, are you all of a sudden going from taking what you think is innocent foot photos for $50 a pop to now you've opened the door to a very sinister, diabolical world? And they're going, yes, okay, now we've got somebody. Who knows? Are you marked for something? I don't like it. Actually, you know what? I'm out. You're not taking a photo of my butt cheek. I'm out of this.
Too bad. We already took them.
No, why won't no?
I think this OnlyFans is only going to be us two, which we got to get Suits and Denny's involved. It feels weird if it's just me and you. I don't want it to just be me and Virginia.
Do I have to feed Suits?
No, but they need to be involved in the production. We need to be a team. I just don't want it to. Okay, I just don't want it to be a Saturday you come over and just me and you are doing a foot video.
Panda is going to be our videographer.
I have to. Wait, you're going to feed me pizza with your foot in front of Panda?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not doing it without him.
See
there.
what happens? You think it's an easy photo, and all of a sudden it gets real weird and twisted, and then you're into something you never dreamed.
Well, now it's like a cuckold foot video, and I think that's going to probably do great for our numbers. Side Panda.
Okay.
Cuckold and foot all in one?
Oh, food foul. It's happening.
Kevin, it's really coming together for us.
I'm glad.
We'll make tens of dollars.
You want to get a boy? You want on this train?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
He doesn't want to get trafficked.
No.
He's afraid of getting trafficked.
Well, Kevin's a church goer. He's got to go to church, and then people will see the foot video. Kevin, you're involved in that?
I don't need to look over the guy next to me in the congregation. He's sharing a photo of my butt or me feeding pizza off somebody's foot or anything. I don't need that.
What have you done with your career?
Right. What are you doing? I mean, this is diabolical. Diabolical, Virginia. I had never even heard of it either. But beware. Love bombing.
Oh, I know what this is.
I didn't.
This is a trick. And you hear a lot of girls talking about how this happened to them, and they really believed it. They really believed it.
Well, it's crazy and it's psychotic is really what it is. Now, maybe you've been through this. You start dating somebody, and they are amazing. Everything that you ever wanted in a person is characterized by their declarations of love, the gifts that they shower you with, all these kind gestures. They're too good to be true. And that's what love bombing is. So they get you basically on this hook, and then look out, because here it comes. They say that the relationship starts, it's intense, it's all-consuming. And they say what happens is the love bomber can only sustain this for like 6 to 12 weeks. It's not a long period of time, but it's enough to get you on the hook. And then after that initial period, the gifts, the compliments, the trips, all the reasons why you love them in the first place, it dries up, and quickly. And they say it's really diabolical because the intent of love bombing is actually to confuse and blind you, to put you in a position where you can now be controlled. And they say that narcissists are typical of doing this. They do love bombing.
So the person that's love bombing, they do this, but they want to keep you around. They're not ghosting you. They're keeping you around to keep you under their spell.
It is kind of a game where they want you on the hook. It's about them. They're narcissists. They're all about themselves, but they use this love bombing tactic. And it's really dysfunctional, and they say it's a sign of a lot of abusive relationships. And they say that love bombing is often part of the larger pattern of abuse in which the abuser will idealize you, then devalue you, and then they discard you.
And sometimes what they're doing, they're love bombing you and they're setting you up.
Yeah.
And I've read a few and listened to a few podcasts recently of these love bombing guys that actually were trying to get your money.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They'll love bomb you, and then they'll fleece you financially.
Yeah.
They'll open up credit cards in your name. They'll do all this stuff. They'll charge up your cards, and you don't even realize what happened. And then all of a sudden you go check, and you're like $30,000 in debt, and bam, he got you with the love bombing.
I think love bombing can happen to anybody, guy, girl. It's not just a guy thing. I think a woman could love bomb a guy as well.
Yeah, they say that really what it is, it's a tactic of a narcissist. And they say what will happen sometimes, even listen to this, you might have love bomb 2.0. You get with somebody, they're showering you with compliments, gifts, they're too amazing. it dries up in 12 weeks. You start to lose interest and you start fading away. Then guess what? They say they could start the cycle all over again.
Oh.
And that's what makes you doubt. And you're just in your mind, you're twisted. You're like, I thought they were so amazing. And then like, I don't know, they're kind of jerky. And so imagine if you're telling your girlfriends or guy friends about what's going on in this relationship, and now you start to sound like a nut job because you're like, they were amazing. Oh, wait, no, they're terrible. No, wait, they're amazing again. So you're like, okay, so what are they?
If they're not consistent, you got to get away.
Yeah, they say there's two different kinds of love bombers. There's the grandiose love bomber, where they use big gestures like expensive gifts, elaborate vacations, fast and intense declarations of love, and deep emotional conversations to draw you in quickly and keep you off balance. There's also the quiet love bombers that suck you in entirely into their emotional world, and you may feel this intense need to rescue or take care of them. They say the quiet love bombers often have heartbreaking sob stories and share too much too quickly.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
I was like,
hook you with
wow.
the sad tale to get you, reel you in.
Yeah, like one of those guys on F-Boy Island. He told everybody he was a widow and that he was an adopted Russian orphan. And they were like, oh my gosh, we love him.
What network is FBI on?
You haven't watched F-Boy Island?
I have not.
That is just your kind of programming.
What? What is it?
It's a show. And the girls, they date these guys. Half of them are F-boys. Half of them are really there for the right reason.
Okay.
And they have to figure out who's there for what reason. And they pick a guy. And if they pick an F-boy, then it's bad.
Okay, so
the F-boy tricks them.
So it's Love Island. Or it's The Bachelor. Or it's Bachelor in Paradise. Or
yeah, it's the same thing.
It's the same.
It's the new hotness.
Got ya.
F-Boy Island.
The new hotness.
Is that on Netflix?
I don't know where it is.
I think I did see it on Netflix. I think I was
Did
scanning
you?
through there.
Well-
I don't know why. I scanned past it last night. I was on a couple different platforms. So I'm like going, who would watch F-Boy Island?
Well, I don't see
Like, what garbage?
I don't see an NBC or an ABC signing that show.
F-boy.
I'm like, wait, what is this? F-Boy Island?
But a lot of them, they come in hard. They try to love bomb these girls on the show to get them to pick them. So if you can see the tactics they use, girls, you can realize, okay, this is what the love bombing looks like.
This is just like what they did on, Brett Michaels' dating show, Flava Flav. Some there for the right reasons, some are there not. Who's there for Brett?
Totally.
Yeah. Okay. There's just a lot of games out there that people are playing. The manipulation is crazier than ever.
Kev, the dating world is a jungle out there.
Quick programming note, I don't see it on Netflix. So.
It's on HBO Max.
Okay, that sounds right.
And I was on HBO Max last night.
Yes, I just looked it up.
HBO Max got a lot of programming I would never expect them to have.
They do. We were there last night because we went and watched the new Suicide Squad movie, the one that had John Cena in it, where it's more bald than long.
I heard it was terrible.
I fell asleep. So
I heard it was not good.
Really?
That's what I heard.
I didn't know what to expect. I mean, there was a couple lines in there that were kind of funny.
Well,
but
that's when you know it's not good. When you're bragging about, there's a couple lines.
yeah, I didn't find it to be awesome.
Okay.
So just my own take. But yeah, watch this love bombing. I'm learning new things. You can use that 97.9 WRMF app for so many cool things. Streaming the station live, getting the KVJ show, regular show, and after the show podcast. And also sending us cool messages and winning $1,000 cash. Another app cash code is going to be dropping at 11 a.m. Then you got 1, 3, and 4 p.m. today to win $1,000. And leaving us those messages is really easy and cool. And I love it, too, because we can play your voice on the show. So if you got a question, any comment, something you want to get to us, just use the WRMF app. You got all the different things that you can do and ways you can get a hold of us right there on the bottom button bar. Angela had sent this in, would like our thoughts on this.
My mom died about 3 months ago, and my mom and dad were happily married for 27 years together. But 3 months after my mom's death, my father is now dating a new woman. My sister and I think it's just way too soon for our dad to be dating. He was just married to our mother 3 months ago. And I hate to say it, but I just can't help but wonder if there was some overlapping there. So we want to confront our dad about this, but our two brothers think we need to mind our own business. My sisters and I just think that 3 months is way too soon for our dad to be dating someone else. So should we bring this up to our dad and tell him how wrong we think it is?
Mm-hmm.
I would not.
No, do not bring it up to your dad because you're wrong.
You're wrong.
You don't get to decide when somebody picks up the pieces and starts dating again.
I understand that it's a shock to the system because your entire life you had your mom and your dad. They were a couple. Now 3 months later, dad's with somebody new. But it's really, it's not your job. Your dad and your mom, they had their relationship and she passed on. She's not here anymore. So it's more for you. Than for your dad.
Right.
You want to do this because you don't feel comfortable with it. Your dad's moving on because he's probably grieving.
He's entitled to that.
He is entitled to that.
Well, he's trying to heal himself,
Yeah.
and this may be one of the many things he does. Who are you and your sister to think that you can call him out and scold him for trying to feel better and live again?
I mean, I understand why it's weird. I get it. But this is one of those things in life where you have to, in my opinion, suck it up and deal with your own emotions and not make your dad feel bad about this.
Well, and if you love having a great relationship with your dad, then don't rock the boat on this. You're not going to be a sleuth and investigate and, okay, maybe there was overlap. I don't know. Then,
and just because there's 3 months after does not mean there was overlap.
Right.
That's
No.
not a true thing.
Yeah.
It does not mean that at all.
That's your own
Stop,
paranoia.
Stop. You and your sister, stop. Y'all are busy and y'all are getting involved in stuff that your nose does not belong in.
And you just lost your mom, and you're doing things that could jeopardize the relationship with your dad now.
Yeah.
And you're grieving too.
Yeah.
And so you need to just let it just all kind of settle. And then there may be a time, maybe your dad brings it up to you eventually.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, as the dad, too, it'd be cool if he recognized that it's weird for your kids.
Yeah.
Because it is. It is weird for your kids.
Let's have
Don't
the
let it get to the
conversation.
point that Dog the Bounty Hunter is going through. 2 of his daughters aren't invited to his wedding this weekend because they were against Dog dating after their mom
Well,
died.
It would be nice if people could communicate how they feel to get it out, to move on, but not make it be a thing. Not everything has to be turned into a thing.
True. Okay. That's a great question. I hope that helped out, Angela. You got your own little dilemma. You can just use the mic drop feature on the WRMF app. Nobody could agree on a good consensus temperature for an office. I thought we were easily going to settle on 72 to 74, and it was radically swinging. And a lot of the guys were typically around 68 degrees is ideal, and some of the ladies were as high as 78 degrees for an ideal temperature for an office place. And then the fight was coming with, well, just put on more clothes, have a space heater. And then they were like, oh, well, you take off more clothes.
So that's where remember that the feminists got mad and they were saying this is a sexist issue where men control the air conditioning and women have to take it.
Yes, for too long you've controlled
Right.
too much.
Yeah.
We're taking our AC back, Bird.
Well, I got to say, I'm one of the few men in the world that has never controlled much in this world.
You're a white male with zero power.
Well, it's kind of interesting because I guess there is some kind of biological reason why women are always freezing at work. And this will likely always be a thing, whether you want to call it sexist or not. They have found that a woman's actual core body heat is slightly higher than a man's. So their extremities are actually a lot colder. So if your hands and feet are cold, the rest of your body will soon be shivering. And it kind of works out that way, and it has to do with the actual core body heat. And the women's is slightly higher than men's, and that's why, in a sense, your hands and feet start feeling cold at work, and you're like shivering.
You men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With those.
Getting paid more for doing the same job. You disgust me.
Well, and they do say that is kind of a stat, is that it does seem that most offices are set for the temperature that is comfortable
man.
for a man.
Yeah.
Pigs!
Yeah.
In your 3-piece suit.
Yeah.
Drinking your $11 coffee.
Yeah. All right, coming up here, we got the After the Show podcast.
Gosh, it's over?
Yeah, dude.
Are you not ready?
Oh, my gosh.
You got your taste back and lost your brain?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
That's the sound of, oh, no.
Wow.
That's the sound of, oh, Kevin, please don't ask me for my thought of the day right now. Oh, no.
This one's gonna suck.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
This is not too
Are you agreeing?
This is not too good. We got knowing others is wisdom. knowing yourself is enlightenment. Know yourself, then you can know other people. Knowing other people, you know the world.
That one sounds made up.
It's not.
That one sounds like you just found it and you're like, oh, yeah, I'll go with this.
It's on weakquotes.net.
Okay, yeah, so it's good. Yeah.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.